All right, you dealt with it yet? You down? You understand? There's not going to be any Rodgers, but their season's not over. I don't know why y'all are. What did he say? Putting death on our name or something?
Well,
they believe in Zach, and they want you to like Zach's our guy. We're rolling with Zach. This was always the plan. It's a tough sell, isn't it? It's a tough pill. It's a tough one to watch. Good morning to you. This will be not a tough show to listen to. It'll be a fun one, I believe. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. Happy rainy Wednesday. How you living?
What it do?
You all right with the rain a little bit? Of course. Got to cool it off a little bit after it's been a long, hot summer.
It is nice.
Yeah.
Nice and cool.
So people, you'll be wanting that heat back here pretty soon.
No.
So you'd rather be cold, huh?
Oh, yes.
So
yes.
you'd rather it be.
If I could wear a sweatshirt every day of the year, I would.
So would you rather be 10 degrees or 110 degrees?
Ooh, 10 degrees.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
You? I'm 110. I mean, that's not even a question for me.
I was a bit of a ski bum for a while.
No, I get that. I enjoy skiing too. I just don't like freezing my backside out.
I think this weekend
I had to check myself on that.
is going to be the weather I enjoy. It's the 80s,
Dude,
comfortable.
Fall in Albuquerque, mid-September to late
shorts,
October.
Light pullover.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about.
This is the best time of year weather-wise, typically. Fall, mid-September to late October.
Watch football.
Yeah, football is football. There's going to be a lot of people out there. They're telling us 30 to 35,000 people out there. You missed lunch yesterday, too, TC.
I will be there on Saturday, though.
Pretty good. All right. You got tickets?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Do we have tickets to give away?
I believe we do on Friday.
On Friday we do. Over at Albertsons?
I believe so.
All right. I heard Bob Clark giving away. So
Bob's giving away?
yeah, he gets London and he gets Lobos, and I mean that's when you're the big dog like that, that's how that works. Interesting press conference yesterday. Danny spoke for a while. Eddie Nunez spoke first on the rivalry and security. And it's funny, I was talking to my boss at ESPN yesterday, and he asked the question, are they doing anything? I asked, has it been a story, the renewal of the rivalry, because of what happened last year? I'm like, it's interesting you asked that, because there were a couple of news reporters out at the press conference yesterday, and of course one of them shut down as soon as she got, I didn't see her story, but as soon as she got her soundbite to plug into her story that was probably already written, right? She had no care about anything about football.
Yeah, well, it shows you that until this week, there wasn't like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? This is going to be an issue. Watch out now. There's going to be so many people coming together. It's Lobos Aggies. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all.
Well, the governor's taking care of that, right? Nobody's allowed to carry a gun, so everything's fine. Right? What?
Like when you get 30,000 people in one place, can things happen? Sure. But is there going to be some riot because it's Lobos versus Aggies? That's not what I'm expecting.
I don't know. They've done this 117 times before. How many times? I mean, they've done it a few times before, right? And we had most of them go off without incidents. Like, rivalries are fun. I don't know why we can't do it. Auburn, Alabama don't have this problem. SCUCLA, I don't think, has this problem. Apple Cup, Civil War, Iron Bowl. I mean, big game. Michigan, Ohio State. They get more people. This is why we can't have nice things, baby. Right? Behave. Danny said it yesterday, and I hope people take it to heart. And I'm both sides of this thing. I'm not placing blame, and if you think I am, you're wrong. But take it to heart. This is one of those fun. This should be a great day, right? You got two football teams who think that they're pretty good, two football teams who feel like they can get to a bowl game. We don't get that around here all the time, by the way. Now, I don't know if they realistically both. We'll find out as we go, right? Two fan bases that feel pretty passionate about it. 100-something year rivalry. And you get to play football once a year. Like, why shouldn't this be fun? Why, like he said, what are you waiting for? Why wouldn't you get out there?
This is the game that no one needs to wait for. It's there. It's Aggies, it's Lobos. Danny Gonzalez talked about it yesterday that both these teams have expectations this season. When was the last time that both these teams had legit expectations? Like, you can lay a path like, oh, you can see win 4 or 5 and then maybe 6 here. And that's the way both teams feel. It's not just, well, this is the game you should go to because it's a rivalry. It's one that could ignite this season for either team.
Yeah, I think that's right. And you said yesterday very emphatically you believe that they lose the fan base if they don't win this game at New Mexico, right?
That is correct.
And that's a bit. I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot. So we'll see. They're asking you to get there early. They're asking you to get into the stadium early. They're asking you to make things easier on you and the people around you by downloading your tickets onto your phone. Don't try to get the internet piece, and internet's going to be sketchy. It always is when there's that many people. I don't care where you go. Download that stuff. Make it easy on yourself. Make the lines flow. But I'm just going to tell you, and we're going to get this call on Monday, and when we do, it is what it is, right? But when you're there with 30-something thousand people, and everybody's trying to get in at the last minute, with all due respect, that's what's going to happen. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're at the Rose Bowl, at the Coliseum, at SoFi. I don't care. So if you don't want to deal with that, go in earlier. Well, but I like my tailgating. Okay, then you're going to have missed kickoff, and you're going to, it is what it is. So do yourself a favor. I'm looking forward to this. Do you get a feel who you think's better?
I don't.
It's hard, right?
The lines are pretty much a pick 'em.
I saw that.
-1 UNM when it opened up. And for New Mexico, this is their first test. Now, we've seen New Mexico State against two like opponents, and they lost those games.
They did.
To UMass and Liberty.
Yes, they did.
But I still believe that this should be a competitive game with what New Mexico State can do offensively, some of the questions in the Lobos secondary, and it's just been so dramatic. It was New Mexico against Texas A&M. They had 211 yards total offense. You're like, oh my gosh, there's something here. But then you play a Tennessee Tech team that had nothing, and it's just easy go routes, and you're scoring 50-yard touchdowns, 78-yard touchdowns. So I can see why, okay, let's give the Lobos the slight edge at home.
Well, but isn't
it
a pick 'em at home basically saying that you get 3 points for being at home?
Yeah.
So isn't it saying that on a neutral site that the odds makers like New Mexico State?
The Aggies?
Right? Isn't that what that's telling you? The Aggies played UMass, got beat 41-30. Give up a lot of points. They gave up 33 points at Liberty and only scored 17. New Mexico had the worst statistical offense over the last 2 years in the NCAA college football, FBS. They scored a touchdown, had a couple of nice drives against A&M. I'm not going to lose my mind, and I'm certainly not going to go bonkers because they put 56 up on Tennessee Tech. My eyes tell me that both of these teams, I saw the Aggies in person. I was down there for the UMass game, and I saw New Mexico in person last week. I would tell you I feel that both of these teams have upgraded personnel at the skill positions. There's speed. Monte Williams is fast. Bill is fast, right? They've got dudes on the outside. They've got dudes on the outside. If you're going to ask me which quarterback do I think throws a better deep ball, I think Hopkins throws a better deep ball than Diego does. Diego runs better than Hopkins does. Diego's won. He won a bowl game last year. Hopkins won. He won a bowl game last year. You got a really interesting quarterback matchup. Who's better defensively? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer
yet.
Right? Because I watched the Aggies give up 40 to UMass, who I don't think is an offensive juggernaut, although the quarterback from Clemson that they've got that you're going to see next week is an incredible upgrade. They gave up 33 last week. I don't know what the Lobos are. I mean, giving up 52 to Texas A&M and then I don't know. I think there's a lot of question marks.
That's the biggest question.
Especially in the secondary.
Is defensively for New Mexico against the like opponent.
But you like their front seven, right?
Unit going to look like? I'm feeling better about what I've seen. Okay. The energy at the end of practice was very good sign for that defense. They weren't going ones versus ones the whole time. Into practice, there are some DC Tapscott reps. There are some other reps going in there, but the energy was great from that defense. And they're flying around. The young guys were making some plays, and you're seeing some energy. And that's what you need. That's the evolution of the secondary, is you just got to give it some time to get that experience. But I think where this game is going to be won is the offenses, because I think both these offenses are going to make plays on Saturday. And Dylan Hopkins, this is the moment. He should be the better quarterback on the field on Saturday.
Better overall, better. Why do you say that?
Because I think he is more composed than Diego Pavia.
Okay.
I think at home with the weapons that they have on the outside, this game has potential to be 30-something to 30-something.
It does.
And he has to be the difference for New Mexico.
So
because in my opinion right now, the offense has to be 2 steps ahead of where we thought it was going to be, just because of the unknown of the defense.
Yeah, I think he's played better than Diego Pavia the first few games. Diego, I don't think played well in the first game and turned the ball over last week, right? So I think he's been more consistent. Now, what's the sample size? Jeff, what was he consistent against A&M? Well, he didn't turn the ball over. They moved a little bit. He was Conference Player of the Week with 4 touchdown passes last week. I think he's coming in with a lot of confidence, right? He feels like they're grooving. Diego, I asked Tim Beck this yesterday, the offensive coordinator of New Mexico State, when he was with us. Do you have to manage Diego's emotions, right? He is a hard-nosed, tough kid. In fact, I'd like to pull this soundbite out of when he was with us a few weeks ago when we asked him about this game. He was looking at this game. Do you have to manage emotion on this? He's going to be so fired up for this game, right? This is his one shot in this stadium against this team. This is the town he grew up in. This is a school that did not recruit him. He feels like he's got a lot to prove. And sometimes guys come out and kill it, and this is everything. And sometimes guys get too emotional and play on emotion. And I think Diego can have a great game. I think he's got to be really careful. And I think that coaching staff has to just really check him and coach him as to not just another game, ride the emotion, but really temper that line and figure out where it is. I think that plays a part in this.
I agree. And you look at Diego Pavia, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the season. He is a playmaker. But the Lobos have to take advantage of some bumps in the road from the New Mexico State offense. And it feels like this game could be decided by 1 second half stop. Who's that team that can flip the field position? Who's that team that can get the turnover in the second half? Because I'm expecting a lot of both offenses on Saturday. And then that allows what moment, who can step up defensively and turn that game in the second half.
Yeah. All right, we got a lot to do for you today. We're here. You can get in on the rivalry at 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal phone line. It is also the Sports Animal text line. And we'll get whatever you send to us on to that. John Traub's going to be with us, the general manager of the Isotopes at 9:30. If you can stick around or rejoin us then, I think you'll enjoy that conversation as we go into the final homestand of the season. When we come back, not the Aaron Rodgers injury doesn't only affect the Jets, it had a big effect on his former team. Well, how? He's not there anymore. I'll tell you how next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls.
You guys are in on the text line this morning, 505-246-0610. Mud says Lobos 55, Aggies 10. Okay. This one says Jerry Kill wasn't available because of what bogus reason Jeffy told us yesterday? I said he wasn't available, didn't I? Did I say he had a previous commitment, or I didn't know that he wasn't feeling well at that point? And I was told he couldn't make it. He had something else.
Yeah, I don't recall you
saying
anything other than he had
previous. Yeah, and then I found out yesterday. I talked to some people down there that he was under the weather, wasn't feeling well. And I guess he hasn't been in practice the last couple of days. So I don't know what's going on, but I wish Jerry, I like Jerry. I mean, look, Jerry's on with us every Tuesday. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I like Jerry personally. It's hard really not to like Jerry. You spend any time with him, and whatever's going on, I hope he's well. That's all. As a human being, I just hope he's well. But, I mean, did I give you a bogus reason? I don't know. I said he wasn't available, right? I believe that's where that went yesterday. All right. So Aaron Rodgers goes down, and everybody loses their mind, and I understand why, and that's real. And Aaron Rodgers was the story, and he was Hard Knocks, and he was the NFL, and he was Monday Night Football, and he was everything, and he was New York, and I got it. And so the Jets lose their quarterback, and we'll see what their season is. JJ, the Packers took a big hit on this as well. His former team got hit, and you're going, wait a minute, why? Well, because Rodgers will miss the rest of the season, the Jets will now send the Packers, instead of a first-round pick next year, it's a second-round pick. This is a big deal.
It's huge.
Because Aaron Rodgers will not play. Part of the contingency on this was Rodgers had to play 65% of the Jets' offensive snaps for that first-round pick. And because he will not, in fact, he played 4 plays, then they get a second-round pick. This marks only the 3rd time since 2008 where Rodgers plays in fewer than 15 games. I mean, he's been pretty durable. Now he's going to be 40 years old. He missed 7 games in 2013 with a broken clavicle. Came back in week 17, beat the Bears, and they clinched the NFC North. And in 2017, he missed 9 games after fracturing his right collarbone. I mean, you're watching this with the Packers, and I'll bet the front office was just going, oh, no. Right? The difference between a first-round pick and a second-round pick, I believe, to be fairly significant.
It was a no-brainer. All right, you're going to complete this trade. You get your first-round pick. But the Jets will have it, and this could be huge for the New York Jets, depending on how the rest of their season plays out. When they find out, the challenge for the Jets is going to be, when will Aaron Rodgers be able to start thinking about next year?
So you believe there's going to be a next year for him? You're convinced 100%.
He has a surgery.
Yep.
You're going to have to rehab it a little bit anyway. Just
well, it's an 11
of life
to 12
thing
months.
Too.
Yeah.
But then how do they approach that with him?
Meaning?
Like, Aaron, are you playing next year or not? Like, we need to know. Because then that's everything. Can they finally move off Zach Wilson, go after someone else? Do they just try to start over at the quarterback position and use that first round pick with others to maybe move up? The big thing is they have it, because that's first round talent you can add. If Aaron Rodgers coming back, go draft another tackle. If not, everything's on the table.
So you mean we're going to go through an off season of, is Aaron Rodgers coming back and where's he going to be?
Yes.
Have we done that before? Aaron doesn't make decisions very quickly.
I wouldn't expect him to make this one quickly.
I kind of would. I'll tell you why. I think it's going to affect how he rehabs. Right? The intensity and the pace of his rehab, I think, is going to depend on whether or not he's rehabbing just to live and play golf and live, or live and play football. And so if he's in his mind not going out that way.
So you think at least the next couple months you'd know.
I think he's and he probably in his mind has made it as a direction, right? It's either bleep it, I'm done with this mess and I'm getting my $75 million guaranteed, or I'm not going out this way. I've invested way too much into this, right? And Pat McAfee laid it out yesterday, and Pat McAfee, probably, if anybody who's got a microphone, is as close to him as anybody else, maybe Aaron Andrews, right? And Pat McAfee laid it out pretty well, and I think he was right. He said Aaron Rodgers invested into this one completely, right? He got a new body coach. He said he felt like he was 26, had more energy, put more into his body, was there in the offseason, which was the last time Aaron Rodgers was there in the offseason working with young receivers. You recall that? Because I don't.
Been a minute.
And now he was hanging around the team. He was hanging around New York, going just totally involved in this and 100% dove in. Does he want to go out this way? And McAfee says, the people I'm talking to around Aaron say he doesn't want to go out this way. Okay. I mean, you want to hear it from him. I can understand him just saying this isn't how it's going to end. Right? My career is not going to end like this. Brady gets to walk off the field. He won another Super Bowl. He didn't walk off as a Super Bowl champ. And I'm going to go out on a cart? Like, I don't think so. The other side of the coin is, at 40 years old, that's a hell of a long, hard rehab. Dudes coming back from Achilles injuries always tell you that they're not themselves until the second year back. Does he have that much time? Is he going to, he's not going to feel like himself. That's the other side of the coin is it worth it? What more does that guy have to prove? And both sides make sense, right?
Yes, they do.
So I don't know. But that's why I think he's coming back, JJ. I'm not convicted that he is. I mean, do you get a feel?
Not right now. He's going to talk yourself into both things. He's at the end of his career. He's 40 years old. Does he feel he has the time to push through? Then on the other side, I don't think for Aaron Rodgers, 40 was some stopping point.
I agree.
Like, he was talking about playing for a couple of years. Yeah. And so if he had that in his mind, then I could see Aaron Rodgers going, all right, I'm going to rehab. Maybe next year is going to be a little bit rough, but I'll have 2 more years. And let's see how it goes.
He's looking at 2 more after
Absolutely.
this? Yeah,
if you're coming back, you're not putting everything on just that 1 year post-Achilles. Like, if you come out and have some magical season where it does end with the Super Bowl championship, then you can walk away. But I think you'd have to have in mind that coming back off an Achilles, it could be a bumpy road. Can they get, if you're Aaron Rodgers, can I do this for 2 more years? Just to try to go out the best way he feels he can.
I heard all kinds of stuff yesterday. I mean, we brought up all the names. I did see where Colin Kaepernick's agent reached out to the Jets. I heard a one that kind of interests me but didn't make me go absolutely, that the Jets should trade this first round pick that they weren't going to have anyway for Kyler Murray, the Cardinals. And that one made me think for a brief second, but I shook my head like you just did.
Well, then you have to figure out an injury settlement to get Aaron Rodgers off the books. Like, that's impossible right now to bring in Kyler Murray to your team. $200+ million quarterback with $175 million quarterback. How does that work?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. And there were so many things that
so
were just wrong with
if you make that move, you're saying we're not letting you rehab and come back, Aaron.
And they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that after the investment and the love fest and everything else.
It would be your Kirk Cousins, guy that's free agent next year that you don't have to pay, but Minnesota's not moving off Kirk Cousins. So I don't think there's that name.
Let's see what happens with Kirk
in the
Cousins.
trade market. Yeah, he could be your quarterback next year, but they're not trading him to you right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Your thought? Do you think Rodgers is done? Does it end that way? I mean, is that how that career ends? Monday Night Football, him carted off. Is that how that ends? What's your feel on it?
I do not think that's how it ends. I think he's in very good shape. It's an injury that you can come back from. I think he's going to have a lot of motivation. It's a tough thing to watch for a guy in his late 30s, but I do think he comes back.
I do too, but I can, if he said, you know what, man, I'm done. It wouldn't shock me either. If he just said, I'm 40, I got nothing to prove. This isn't how I wanted it to go. I'm sorry. I feel like I let everybody down, but
I think if he was going to do that, he would have done it last offseason before the trade.
Yeah, but now he's broken. Right? Now he's broken. And by the way, he got $75 million guaranteed. Right now, I mean, I've never had a rehab from an Achilles. I know it's a lot. I lean your way. I think you guys are both right. I think he's coming back, but it wouldn't shock me if it went the other way. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, 888-922-0610. So what about the turf? Most colleges are on turf. Lobos Aggies are going to play on turf this week. There's a few turf stadiums in the NFL. Is this an issue? Everybody wants to. You always got to blame someone, right? Things can't just happen. There's got to be someone to blame or something. Is it the turf? We're going to talk about that next and what the Jets coach had to say. Is it the turf on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football?
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or
So you always need to blame someone, right? Things can't just happen. And I understand human nature. I think you all do too, right? Something happens. Well, whose fault was it? And we're talking about the Rodgers thing. And there have been plenty of people blaming it on the turf. And I flat out, I don't know. DC gave us some numbers yesterday that said it's 0.35 to 0.85 or something. Significant percentage, like half a percentage point more injuries on turf than on grass. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. I don't know. A lot of football's played on turf. Injuries happen on grass too. Robert Saleh, in regards to playing on artificial turf and Aaron Rodgers' injuries, quote, if it was a no, he didn't think so. He says, no, if it was a non-contact injury, I think that'd be something to discuss, obviously. But I think that was trauma-induced. I do know the players prefer grass, and there's a lot invested in these young men. I don't know how you do it in some stadiums. You got indoor stadiums, how you're going to do it. But if they're going to have grass in Cleveland and in Pittsburgh, you should be able to have grass in New York. Now, granted, 2 teams play on that. Do the Rams and Chargers, is SoFi grass? It's got to be grass, right? Or is it? No. It's not. That's turf? But Arizona's grass because they roll that thing out on a tray. And I'm pretty sure Allegiant, where the Vegas plays.
Pretty messy in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible turf. That was a whole nother issue. I got to believe in the next CBA, collective bargaining agreement. The players are going to insist on grass, don't you? And they're probably going to win that one.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
Because then the pushback is going to be, well, we're going to give you less money because we got to maintain this field. And if you're investing this much in these stadiums, you're going to pack as many events in there as possible, and that's also why you go to turf. It's a huge issue.
Like, I mean, honestly, so SoFi is turf. Yeah, I mean, I was in there, right? Taylor Swift for 6 days, and then they play football 2 days later.
Matrix turf.
So SoFi is turf. Minnesota is turf. Most of them are grass, right? MetLife, where the Jets and Giants play, is turf.
There are 14 with real grass, 16
That's it?
with turf. Yep.
I thought it was way the other way. Okay.
So stadiums with grass, you have Cardinals, Ravens, Bears, Browns, Broncos, Packers, Jags, Chiefs, Raiders, Dolphins, Eagles, Steelers, 49ers, and Commanders.
So what are the turf ones? Seattle's turf.
Falcons, Bills, Panthers.
Wait. So Falcons is indoor. Okay.
Yep, Mercedes-Benz
Bills,
Stadium.
I didn't realize was. Panthers, I didn't realize was. Go ahead.
Bengals.
Really?
Cowboys, Lions, Texas, Colts, Rams, Vikings, Patriots, Saints, and Jets. Or Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Titans.
How many are indoor? How many are covered? Texans covered. Rams covered. Falcons are covered.
Texans is retractable.
Texans is retractable. Yeah. It's interesting. I know there's a lot of technology and a lot of science and a lot of study that's gone into the turf.
It says 10 stadiums have domes or roof of some kind.
Okay. And one of them, at least, 2 of them, right? The Raiders and the Cardinals have grass. They roll that thing out on a tray. This will be interesting. And I wonder where this goes, because if the science proves it, and I mean, that's such a big industry too. I'm going to guess the majority of high school fields these days. I mean, you fly into Dallas or you fly into Houston or you fly into every field. You see all those high school fields, they're all turf. Mm-hmm. They're all turf. You lay it down once and I don't have to mow the grass. And I mean, I understand it. But if we're going to get down to it's just flat out not safe, it's a really interesting conversation, isn't it? And who's paying for it? All right, when we come back, you want to go in the red zone? I mean, look at what you got. You got good stuff in the red zone today? We never do it in the 7 o'clock hour. Let's do it in the 7 o'clock. We're going to go in the red zone. Who would you rather be? Them or them? And are they really that good? It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Night football, isn't it?
Like it.
All right, so you get that tomorrow night. Meanwhile, right now I get to go into the red zone with my good buddy DC.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and
Look
JJ
at the
Ball.
graph
Let's go, baby!
on ProView Network. Look what Adrian
It's
did.
first and goal.
Let's get it. Too early to call you my good buddy, by the way?
No,
All right.
never too early.
I feel that way.
Nice. I feel that too. That's cool. All right, NFL.com power rankings are out, and there were a lot of changes. Both the Lions and Dolphins made big jumps after big wins. Who would you rather be, Detroit or Miami?
Who's up first? You or me today? Is it me today? Boy, I love Miami, and I look at it, but I think I'd rather be Detroit because I think that division is more navigatable. Does that make sense? Like big picture, I think Miami's a better team right now, but I'd rather be Detroit because I like my path better, and I like my room for growth. Does that make any sense? So that's where I just went on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs in a place that everybody tells me you cannot win. I feel good about it, and I like my chances in that division. I think just because of the way the whole thing is composed, set up, I think I'd rather be Detroit.
The reasoning is fantastic. Miami all day, every day. You have the most unstoppable player in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. And all of a sudden you have a quarterback in Tua. You're like, wait a second. This dude can actually drop some dimes. It's not just get it to Tyreek Hill and let him run 95 yards untouched. It was an optical illusion, that touchdown pass. I still have no idea how Tua dropped it in there on Sunday. This defense is going to continue to dial it up with Big Fangio. Miami.
Second and goal.
All right, on the other hand, the Bills and Bengals dropped significantly. Both teams have issues, but still feel like they can be what we expected them to be in the preseason. So who would you rather be on this one, Buffalo or Cincinnati?
Cincinnati. The trust meter with Joe Burrow is there. They've gotten off to slow starts in the past. He's the second best quarterback in the NFL. He has weapons galore on that offense, and they're a team that I've seen bounce back from slow starts, win in the postseason, win road playoff games. Cincinnati Bengals.
It's easy. It's Cincinnati. It is because of the quarterback situation. Now, we may sit here in 3 weeks and say it's different, but right now, Josh Allen does not look confident, and it does not look like they are confident in their quarterback. He's thrown the ball all over the yard, and as much progress as he made in the last couple of years, boy, did he take a giant step back. He's got to figure it out. But right now, I'm pretty sure I know Cincinnati's quarterback's going to figure it out. It's Cincinnati, and it's easy.
Third and goal.
All right, we talked a ton about the Cowboys yesterday, so I rewatched that Giants-Cowboys game. And I personally am convinced that the Dallas defense is one of the best, if not the best in the league right now. What do you guys think about that? If the Cowboys are not the best, who is? And if they are, why are they number one?
They are the best because they take it away and they're solid. It seems like at every position, and whatever I don't even want to say weaknesses because it's not even the word. Whatever questions they may have in the back end, I think they make up for up front because they get to the quarterback so quickly and are forcing the ball out. So how often is there going to be time to run deep routes and try to take the top off? There are some other good defenses. But after what I saw in week one, that's the best defense that I've seen in the NFL this year.
Right now, it's a tie. It's the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers. And as much as we talk about the AFC and how tough it is and the depth there, the two best defenses in the NFL reside in the NFC. And I have it a tie right now between those two teams because they both stop the run. They both take the football away. The next best one would be Cleveland. But to me, Dallas and San Francisco are on another level defensively.
Fourth and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, the fantasy waiver wires hit this morning. I did not get anyone I tried to claim. Who are you targeting, and did you get them?
It was the Rams wide receivers. They were the hot commodity. Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua. If you didn't listen to Jeff Symbieta and get Puka before week 1, that's on you. Listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about.
Who lost all 3 games this week.
But you're on Puka. Yep. Rookie record, 15 targets in week 1.
It's the Puka and Tutu and La La Land show.
And depth at running back position. Because I'm sure a lot of people did not jump on the Tyler Algier train and were trying to get back on it after week 1.
You sold on the Tyler Algier train?
Yeah. In that offense, he's a viable. I saw one of the fantasy experts, Hayden Winks, Underdog Fantasy. He said Tyler Algier is shaping up to be this year's Jamal Williams.
Interesting. Just a thief at the goal line. I had Aaron Rodgers in 2 leagues, so I was after quarterbacks. So I got Jordan Love one way, and I got to go try to get Mac. We have another league that late waivers. And I found Zay Flowers one place, sitting on the waiver wire.
Bunch of rookies in that league?
There is one league, though, that I didn't draft Puka that I wanted to, and I'm like, I love what I got here. And I thought maybe I could get him in week 1, and we'll see. Puka's the guy. I got to go find a quarterback and then see if I can make a trade, or maybe load up on another running back and make a trade.
Yeah, I tried to get Rams receivers. Everyone's on Puka right now.
How could he not be?
Yeah, he's on the map.
So, and that was in the red zone. It was good stuff, by the way, today. It always is. The Puka thing was interesting because it was so in line, and I'm not telling you he looks like or is the exact guy that Cooper Kupp is, but in some respects he is. He's running in a lot of the same routes. He was drafted.
He played more on the outside.
He did. Right. Last week he did. But in camp they were saying he's going to run a lot of what Cooper Kupp ran. Now he didn't this week. That was more Tutu Atwell. He was drafted. Was he a 2nd round guy?
No, he was a 5th round pick.
5th round pick. So super.
No one other than you
out of
thought
BYU.
this from Puka Nacua.
Yeah. But I was reading stuff out of camp and listening to people, and you know where I got on it? I was watching a Rams broadcast, and why am I forgetting his first name? Whitworth, the former offensive lineman, was on color commentary, and said he was at practice and just fell in love with it. And I just started reading up on it. And then when Cooper Kupp goes out, you're like, well, it was not even when he went out. It was when he had the injury first. I'm like, well, somebody's gonna have to fill that. And I don't love Van Jefferson. Tutu is more of it felt like a deep guy. I don't know. 1 week doesn't make me a genius, but I did draft him, and I remember when I drafted him, it was like, what's a Puka Nacua? And I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, you'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, we found out. But I wasn't smart enough to play him in week 1, so he rode my bench and I lost.
I had Tyler Algier, and he sat on my bench.
Oh, dude, I got so many points on my bench.
Yeah, it was like 22 points.
I listened to the experts. So Romeo Doubs is going to be on a pitch count. Didn't play him either. Lost by a touchdown.
Good thing I had Drake London in there.
That's a tough one because Drake London is so good. But JJ was saying this the other day. You're in an offense that doesn't want to throw the ball.
Yes.
You've got a terrific receiver.
You can't play Drake London. You can't play Kyle Pitts. And you probably draft those dudes in top 5 or 6 rounds.
Definitely. I think I got London in round 3.
Dude, if Drake London was on Miami.
Oof, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
If Drake London was on the Chargers.
That would be scary.
Right?
Arthur Smith said after the game he does not care that Drake London had 0 catches.
Drake London probably
I think
cares.
Drake London
They won,
cares.
though. They won, right? And until they don't win, it's going to be hard to argue with the head coach.
Man, you drank the Desmond Ridder Kool-Aid.
I'm not over it yet. I mean, it's one game, and at some point they're going to have to play from behind. Was he horrible? I mean, they went to 24-10 over a bad team. Granted, I'm not. Look, I'm not sitting here and telling you I think the dude's unbelievable. And I don't even think I drank the Kool-Aid. I said if
you drafted Drake London in 3rd round.
Oh yeah. What I told you is if he's good, they're going to be good, right? That's what I told you on the Falcons. And look, 15 for 18. He didn't throw the ball downfield. It was 115 yards. He didn't throw an interception. But if you're going to just turn around and hand it off to those two dudes all day and win, now they're not going to do that every week. They played, I think, a bad team in Carolina. See what they do against the Packers and the Lions and the Jags the next 3 weeks. If he's going to have to throw, then we're going to find out what he's about, right? You're not buying any of that crap.
No. Drake London's like flex. if someone gets hurt, put him in the lineup right now.
All right. What are
You're
they
stuck with Kyle Pitts if you draft
What's
him.
the Falcons' record after 4 weeks? They're 1-0 right now. They go home Packers, at Lions, home
Well,
Jaguars.
that's a different question than if you're playing these guys in fantasy football.
Right, but what's their record? In 4 weeks, or after 4 weeks, what are they going to be? They got Packers, Lions, Jags coming up.
1-3.
They're going to get one of those. I don't know which one, but they're going to be 2-2. What do you think? Packers, Lions, Jags, they win any of them?
Ooh, I'd probably say 0-3, to be
The
honest.
NFL tells me they're going to get one. The NFL balance tells me everything I think I know I don't know, so that's why I took one.
Jags, Packers?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to win one of them. I don't know which one, because I don't know a damn thing. Wait till we do the 3-for-all on Friday, and we show the world what we don't know again, because, well, we don't know anything. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. When we come back, it's not his fault, says the Chargers coach. Who's he talking about? And is it? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670, the Sports Animal. You're home for Monday night and Thursday night and Monday night and Sunday night and Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors.
5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
Football tomorrow. Football every day. When does Conference USA Wednesday football start? Next week or next month? I'm going to start getting Wednesday night Conference USA, Jacksonville State versus UTEP stuff, New Mexico State. I love that mess. I'm all about it. They got to come up with a good name. Like, it was Maction. We're going to come up with a good CUSA name. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. All right, so Chargers, man. Everybody every year is on the damn Chargers, right? Yeah. Oh, the Chargers are this. Which pregame show do you watch? You watch NFL, or you watch ESPN, you watch NFL Network, you watch, like, when you get up on Sunday morning, what do you guys watch? Fantasy Football Now to figure out how to screw up your team?
I start off on X to see if there's any breaking news.
All right, fair enough. Used to be Twitter.
Yeah. Now it's X.
Look at you. You've already made the conversion. I like that.
You got to teach yourself.
Yeah.
You can't keep calling it Twitter.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
They're still the San Diego Chargers to me.
And they always will be.
Yep.
Yeah, start off on social media, see if there's any breaking news. I try and avoid ESPN because I just don't like their set.
Okay.
I flip around a lot, though. I don't land on one and stay for very long.
Who do you watch?
At time in the morning, usually probably like Star Wars, Clone Wars.
Yeah, I was just going to say you're watching Disney Channel because you got a 4-year-old.
At 10:59,
yeah,
I put on the Red Zone.
All right, fair enough. ESPN, Rex Ryan, Randy Moss, Alex Smith, Teddy Bruschi, and Sam Ponder. And so they were picking the Chargers-Dolphins game. Rex Ryan, I'm excited about the Chargers. Now Herbert gets the ball down the field. Chargers are too much for Miami. Randy Moss, I'm rolling with the Chargers. Alex Smith, Teron Armstead, too much. Chargers. Teddy Bruschi, Chargers. Sam Ponder, I'll go with the Dolphins. She's right. Chargered it, right? They charged it again. You came in yesterday, JJ, and you were pretty hard on J.C. Jackson, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
You said he lost them the game. He's their cornerback, defensive back. He got beat. First of all, he had the penalty right before halftime, a blatant, silly pass interference penalty that put the Dolphins in range to kick a field goal, and they won the game.
Let's talk about that decision, though, real quick, too.
Yeah.
For the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Because the broadcast didn't know what was going on the previous possession. The Chargers were playing it out, going to kick a field goal in the half. And they run and play, there's 12 seconds left, someone calls the timeout. And the broadcast was losing their mind. They're like, why would the Chargers call a timeout? Run down the clock. What is going on? Miami called the timeout. Miami was planning for just this.
And it worked.
Is to get the ball back, throw a deep shot, see what happens, and they got a field goal.
And they got 3 points out of it. All right. And then J.C. Jackson's the one who got beat. And it's hard for me to blame him on the last touchdown. I mean, it was such an incredible, impeccable throw. Brandon Staley's the...
Also, he had the interception in end zone, which he tried to return.
Ran to 3. Yeah.
And that was another possession where Chargers almost got hit for a safety.
That's right.
Punted the football. Miami started driving like 36. That's right. Scored a touchdown.
All right. So Chargers head coach Brandon Staley on J.C. Jackson, who had a rough day. Quote, "We also know that there is a progression and a ramp up as he continues his return to play. He's proven that he can practice and practice consistently the whole way. Now he's proven that he can play in a game against an outstanding team that's throwing the football. Now we just have to keep building his confidence rep by rep, and that's only going to come in time. Again, our entire group on defense needs to improve, not JC. It wasn't his fault." End quote. Coaches are going to, I mean, look, this is what I got. I got to talk up my guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that him trying to talk himself into this? Trying to talk J.C. Jackson into this? Like, what am I listening to?
He's trying to talk his whole defense into that. And Tyreek Hill's going to make plenty of people look silly. But that wasn't just, I gave up 1 or 2 big plays to Tyreek Hill. It was a checklist of why is J.C. Jackson over there with no help? And then the pass interference, the interception, just a whole lot of bad decision-making from one guy on that defense.
Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Edward.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. You know, J.C. Jackson, former Patriot, led the league in interceptions like 2 or 3 years and made was all pro at the position. He was amazing. He was a top 2 or 3, if not the top corner in the league at that juncture. Then he got hurt his first year, but I would completely agree with JJ. He lost the game. He also dropped a pick. He dropped a pick right in his arms. He pulled the one out of the end zone, which caused them field position. He got burned relentlessly, and the pass interference. He made 4 or 5 plays in that game that changed the trajectory of the game. Let me say this about Herbert. In his last 2 games, which includes the Jacksonville playoff game and this past weekend, he's put up 65 points, no turnovers, and their defense has gotten them 7 turnovers, and they lost both games. I want you to think about that. And I think Herbert is one of the top 4 quarterbacks in the league. For him to have organizational chaos consistently and have to put up 31 points just to be in the game pretty much every week, he's amazing, but he's dealing with organizational chaos. And it's sad to watch, quite honestly. And Jeff, you're right. The Chargers are always going to find a way to charge her. By the way, they have the most amazing uniforms in the league.
They're spectacular.
It's a sheer pleasure watching it. Yeah. Hey, by the way, talking about aesthetics, how about the new NFL package where they put 4 games on one television? That's amazing, right? So you could basically watch 4. If you have a big enough TV, you can watch 4 games at one time, and then have a bunch of other games on your other screens. Additionally, in the NFL, the Rodgers injury is as big as like if Peyton Manning had gone to Denver and gotten hurt his first game.
That's right.
That's how big that injury is. And he's a top 5 or 6 quarterback all time, and it's very unfortunate. The ripple effect in the NFL is significant. I was actually going to go to the Jets-Cowboys game this weekend to watch them beat the Cowboys again, and I completely changed my plans because it's just sad to watch. But it's very unfortunate. Hey, I listened intently to Jason's emails because he's often painfully accurate. At the end of his email yesterday, he said that the Lobo football program only has 5 wins the last 4 years over Division I opponents, and I think 2 or 3 of those are against the Aggies. It's not to demean the Lobo program or impugn their progress. That's pathetic. Then he mentioned the Lobo basketball program only has 5 NCAA appearances in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
In the past quarter century.
That's right.
When I heard those 2 statistics, I was like, what are we doing? Anyway, Jason, thanks for your email. I'm not rooting one way or the other. It's just information that hit me, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. Gentlemen, have a great day.
See you. 5 and 25 years. I mean, look, it's hard to get there, right? It's hard to get to the NCAA tournament when you're New Mexico or even when you're San Diego State or whatever, coming out of that league, right? Mm-hmm. 5 and 25. Yeah, once every 5 years is what the average has been over the last quarter century. When facts is what they is. That's where it is. Yeah, the Rodgers thing was significant. Now, I don't want to blow. I've heard people say, well, this is astronomical. This is a big hit to the NFL. No, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. What do you mean, Jeff? Well, it's a big hit because you're taking one of your biggest names off. But do you, for 1 second, think it's going to be felt ratings-wise, attendance-wise, money-wise? Is anybody, he's not going to go to Dallas, but somebody will eat that ticket. Do you think the NFL, I mean, they're not going to feel, this league is bigger than any one superstar. And so, yeah, it's big, and it's a big story, and it's a bummer. But I mean, bottom line-wise, I don't think it affects them one bit.
Not on the bottom line. It takes away a few opportunities for, like, setting the biggest telecast of the season. Like, they're still going to have 90 of the top 100 things on live TV.
So the number will be a little.
But like that Week 5 Sunday Night Football game.
What was that?
Where it's supposed to be Rodgers and the Jets versus Broncos and Sean Payton.
I guess that numbs a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Little things like that.
Yeah, look, the NFL goes on. By next week, we're talking about something completely different. Whatever next week's big injury, big game, big controversy, whatever it is, we're on that. This is big because this is one of the best quarterbacks by any standard I don't care if you have him top 5, top 10, whatever. There's no argument he's not top 10, right? National Football League history? None, right? You want to tell me he's not top 5? Okay, I'll listen to that. But, I mean, statistically, well, he's only won 1 ring, Jeff. No, I get it. But if Dan Marino could be in that conversation, so can he. Yeah, it's significant. But the league will go on. Dude. This league is a monster. You're going to watch tonight, and it's going to be, or tomorrow night, and it's going to be all about your fantasy football players. And by the way, where's that game tomorrow? Is it in Philly? Are the Vikings going to start out 0-2? Because I don't see them winning tomorrow. It's in Philly. 7-point spread. Feels thick. Thursday night games aren't high scoring. The number's 49. Thursday night games do not tend to be high scoring. Now, it doesn't mean they never are, but they don't tend it to be. Feels like a big number and a thick spread, no?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, anytime it's a quarter or a touchdown or more, it raises my eyebrow. I can't believe that. And you said 49 is over under, so they're expecting 28-21 Eagles.
Feels like a lot, no? Although those defenses aren't that good. Biggest spread of the weekend is that I see right now is Buffalo over the Raiders. You know what it would be?
Well,
obviously bigger than 7.
9.5 maybe?
9.5. It's my survivor pick. Buffalo over the Raiders. Buffalo's got to get right this weekend at home, right?
The Raiders did not look that bad.
They didn't look that good either.
No, they did not look that good. I'm trying to make an argument here, and
they won.
They won. They are
the first place Las Vegas Raiders.
Division leaders. Let's not forget.
They are in first place. But did you think they looked good, or they just didn't look that bad?
I think they're going to make it a game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I think everybody can make it a game. Like there's not a lot of 40-0 games in the NFL. Last week, were there any other games that 24-3? The Browns beat the Bengals. I guess the Rams kind of handled Seattle. I guess there were
49ers over.
Yeah, there were a few games that got away. Let's watch this thing move on. But feels like a thick spread. But yeah, by tomorrow we're talking that coming on Friday. And we're, it's about the game the night before and what do you got this weekend and what are we doing for a 3-for-all and where's Jerry Palm and all that stuff, right?
I'll say this though about the Jets. I'm actually a little more interested this week specifically to see how they bounce back because I think such a huge loss. There's going to be some changes.
So I'm concerned about them this week. I'm concerned about them throwing Zach Wilson at the Cowboys. Now, if they were playing the Falcons, if they were playing the Panthers, I'd really that's what they need this week, right? That young man could get broken up above the shoulders this week. They've got to figure out a way to kind of reel this thing in because those rabid dogs on the other side coming after this kid.
They are so fast.
You know what I'm saying?
So fast.
This is like the worst scenario for it. Don't you think? For them, the worst scenario to have to throw this young man in there now. They got to change his whole mindset. His whole mindset was, man, I got a year off. I'm getting paid and I'm chasing Cougars in New York City and I'm hanging out with Aaron Rodgers.
I got a field pass for every game.
Seriously. And now, holy bleep, I'm the dude again? Like you've got to change his whole mindset. You went through a whole camp. He was behind Aaron Rodgers. And now, everything you just tried to save him from, that he was horrible at the year before, now he's got to go do again. He was bad, dude. He was really, really bad. The only reason they kept him was the investment, that he was a second overall pick. They'd have dumped him if he was a 4th round pick, he wouldn't be around. Right?
That's correct.
What do you think they're going to do at backup quarterback? Because I forgot they're playing the Cowboys and that he's going to get crushed.
That's my fear with them this weekend, right? I mean, you got those rabid dogs on the other side who are just licking their chops at this fresh meat.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. That's got to be a serious planning for that coaching staff. They've got to have a plan in place, you would think, for a backup quarterback. And it's got to be something other than Randall Cobb, right?
Better be. It's Tim Boyle.
He's their backup at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday. Were they going to bring somebody else in to learn the offense?
Did they bring him up from practice squad? I didn't read that.
Well, I'm sure they did. I mean, you have to suit 2 quarterbacks, don't you?
You should.
Especially in this situation. You just got one broken and you're playing the Cowboys.
Yeah. You're going to have three tight ends on the field, Garrett Wilson on the outside. And what was the play call Peyton Manning kept saying? He's like, hand off right or fade, hand off left or fade. That's the Jets offense right now.
I mean,
right now there's not a backup listed on their depth chart.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They got to sign.
Well, they're going to bring him up before the game starts. So.
There's no way they're going to go into this with another quarterback not dressed and make Randall Cobb go out there and run the Wildcat.
Same thing the Patriots did. Like it was Saturday or Sunday, and Bailey Zappi came up from the practice squad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that. All right, I got a bunch of correspondence from you, both on the rivalry, on the NFL. Keep them coming at 505-246-0610. That's 505-246-0610. That is both the phone line here at the Sports Animal and the text line. When we come back, Coach says he doesn't drop balls, but your eyes told you he sure as hell does. So who's right? One of the most respected coaches, or what you saw with your own two eyes? That's next on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football. Hey, our food, and it's a wonderful place, but it's not known for safety and security. That's why Aaron Jones started IPS back in 2006 up in Fort Hills, International Protective Service. So his business is to protect homes and businesses, and he's looking for help. I've trusted IPS for years. Officer Crespin comes by my house on a regular basis. Every day they come by. They patrol my home. My neighbors have now employed them. You see them at businesses and all over town. They're looking for help. If you're a former or retired police officer, if you've got military or security experience and you want to make our city a better place to live, fill out an application at ipsglobal.com. They got world-class professionals who will train you to handle almost any situation. You'll work for a great company, and you'll be doing a great service for our community. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. Or you can join Aaron at IPS at ipsglobal.com. Join IPS if you want to make Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
This report is sponsored by Taco
We would
Bell.
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. we do research for knowledge of each pet. So you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
They're asking you to get there early. Lots will open at 10. I don't know if you need to get there that early. But, get there early. They're expecting a crowd. Consider getting into the stadium early, 6:02 kickoff. So don't leave your tailgate with a beer in your hand at 10 to 6 and think you're just walking in and going to be in your seat. And if you do that, do us a favor. Don't call and complain about it. It's on you. Like, that's cool. You hung out in the parking lot. You got a little more tailgating time. But you're going to miss a kickoff. There's just going to be lines. And do everybody a favor and download your mobile ticket onto your phone before you leave the house. Be prepared before you enter to keep the lines moving. I got this one, and I don't know that I've got an answer for you. I'll find it. Somebody called. They want. I want tickets. So here it is. Les, 1 Borque 2 unis. Jeff, if you remember, I've told the story of trying a technique I perfected over the decades. Rushed into the far less busy Pope Joy box office right before tip. But now athletics was no longer part of the ticketing system used by the rest of the university. So how do I buy tickets? And buy tickets, and I'm talking about physical hold in my hand ducats. I'm not interested in trying to deal with a website or an unreliable electronic device. Les, I'm not certain you can, but I think what you can do is buy an electronic ticket and download it and print. You can print it.
What you can do,
what?
Build yourself a time machine and go back in time.
Yeah. Les, you can't go to honestly, I don't even think airlines anymore. You have to, right? One airline just went away. You can't even get a paper boarding pass anymore. I don't know which one it was. If you go to a concert, if you go to, this is how it is. But Les, here's the answer. Okay.
It's an email, right?
It is an email. He knows how to use the interwebs. Yes. It is absolutely an email. Somehow he sent me an electronic mail. Yes.
So you could print a piece of paper.
All right. Call the ticket office. It's Wednesday. May I suggest you don't wait until Saturday? 505-925-LOBO. 505-925-5626. And tell them your situation, and I'll bet they can print you a ticket. You can go down there and get one. Now, you can go down on a Wednesday or Thursday when there's not a lot of traffic down there. If you go on Saturday, that's on you. If you go Saturday morning before the traffic. I don't know how you're going to deal with the parking. You're saying I don't know the deal. Do yourself a favor. But call them. They'll have the answer for you. I don't have the ticketing answers. Sorry.
If you want a hard ticket, go to the box office.
Yeah. Yeah. Box office at the Pit, 505-925-5626. They'll walk you through it. Maurice says status of Jerry Kill. Jeff, we saw last year what a difference it made when Dickie P, Richard Pitino, wasn't on Lobo basketball's bench. There's a reason the head coach makes big dollars. It can be massive loss for NMSU if Jerry is unable to go. It's interesting. And again, NMSU saying Jerry's under the weather. If Jerry Kill's not on the sideline, is that a rallying cry? Win-win for coach? Is that, he's right. Your head coach is the head coach for a reason, right?
That is correct.
How big of a thing would it be if Jerry Kill is not on the sideline?
It's an impact. You wonder how much influence he's able to have during the week, because the communication is going to be there. He's going to be talking with assistants, game planning. Like if he's unable, who knows when he's feeling better, if he's under the weather, and thus he's not traveling. Yeah, that's an effect.
And we'll watch this as it goes. I've talked to some people down there, and we'll certainly watch this and monitor this as this goes, because I do think it's significant in regards to this game. All right, your eyes told you he dropped the ball, didn't it? We watched a week ago tomorrow night. We watched Thursday Night Football, and we watched Kadarius Toney drop footballs, didn't we?
Oh yes,
4 of them. Andy Reid says he doesn't drop balls. Quote from Andy Reid, the head coach of the Kansas City Football Chiefs, about giving him a chance. Quote, the only way we're going to get him back is by playing him. I think you'll see better as we go down the road here from him. That's just not his thing. He's not a guy that drops balls. He's got great hands. So we just got to keep working through it, end quote. I don't know, man. It kind of seems like he is a guy that drops balls. So I've got one coach telling me, yeah, my guy doesn't get beat deep, although we got beat deep all night and made silly mistakes. And I got another coach saying, well, he doesn't drop balls when I got a tape full of him dropping balls. I get coach speak and I appreciate it. But holy smokes, I know what I saw, don't you? You trust Kadarius Toney?
Yes.
Okay.
And if he comes
just
out,
a bad night?
If that happens in game 2,
yep,
then you move on. You cannot bail on someone after 1 week. You can't. Kadarius Toney and J.C. Jackson are a few of the players across the league. You can directly look at them and say, dude, you swung a football game by yourself. Like, that is hard to do.
It's really hard to do.
And those are two guys that are eating it, that are taking it after week 1. But you got to go right back to in week 2.
Is there anybody else around the league that you look at and say that about? I don't know. Quarterback in Denver? How do you feel about that?
It was not that bad.
Okay.
It was not Kadarius Toney, J.C. Jackson.
Is there anybody else? Probably not.
That was such a weird game, too.
Which one?
When you take a step back and look
Bronco
at it.
game?
Yeah.
It was a horrible game.
Well, because each team had 6 possessions.
That was a rough watch.
They run in the triple option, just bleeding the clock. That's weird.
I just... Some Bronco games over the last few years have been rough watches. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Who do they get this week?
When was the last time they were in the playoffs? We think they're going to be a good football team? No.
They have the second longest drought in the NFL, right? Did you show me that stat the other day? The Jets have the longest...
Scott Stigler, man.
Stigler? The Jets have the longest playoff drought in the NFL. Who's got the second? It's the Broncos.
It didn't seem like it was that long ago.
How long was it?
Super Bowl, but it was...
Was that the last time they were in the playoffs?
Yeah.
When was it?
2016. I guess the Super Bowl was 2016, but the 2015-2016 season.
Is it wrong that the Commanders are one of my favorite bets on the board this week? Getting 3.5 at Denver? Over-under's only...
3.5? Wow.
Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. And the over-under's 38. Another 17-16 game? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yes.
I'm just looking down some of the lines. Dolphins are only 2.5-point favorites at New England.
You're thinking it. Friday, Guy just gut. Gotta go with the gut.
I'm going to look at him now. Rams are getting 8 at home. How do you not take a team at home getting 8 points while they're playing the Niners? 505-246-0610. All right, the Ravens lose a running back. They always lose a running back. Doesn't he go down? J.K. Dobbins go down all the time. They're still about the run. Who did they elevate? He used to be one of the top guys on their fantasy football team. They're not going outside the house. They're staying in, and they're going to run the football. With whom? Next, opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and tomorrow night football.
Brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
The Albuquerque Journal and Business Outlook, when you need local answers.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point, and their
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto makes one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get through. Jack Gallus with the touchdown.
Happy with his defense so far. Vukovic, and that ball is ripped up. Bernalillo will have this ball at the 1-yard line.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vicente Tafoya. Ryan Brown that punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Right
No! LaCueva gets it back on another tip drill. It falls into the waiting arms of the senior Luke Ryder.
Kick is up. It will bounce into the arms of Daniel Garcia, and Garcia explodes through the middle. He dodges Castro, and Garcia will run that one back from about the 17-yard line. Call that one an 83-yard touchdown rush.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia.
What does it say? Well, we could get into a conference with Dixie State and go a little more often, right? What are we talking about? Oh, to the NCAA tournament is what he's saying. When you guys were talking about, yeah, I guess you could. Yeah. If you could win that conference, yeah. If you were in a conference with Dixie State, you might be able to go to the NCAA tournament more often. Yes. Is it fair to say what he's saying is the Aggies have had an easier path to the NCAA tournament than the Lobos over the last bunch of years? Is that fair to say? A little bit easier. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the WAC has not been, I mean, all this has been pretty good the last few years. And we're talking about a quarter of a century worth of it.
But you've also been in a multi-bid league how long?
Yeah. Last year they got 4 or 5 bids last year. 4?
And the Lobos' last NCAA tournament appearance was?
When was it? Craig Neal's first year. When was that?
Yep.
So there's been 3 with Richard. Was there 3 with Weir? And then 2 after Craig's first year? It's been 8 or 9 years. Dude, it's been a decade since they've been to the NCAA tournament. That's time, isn't it? It's time. Bourne says Rodgers will be back, Jeff. As a caller said yesterday, if this injury was in week 15 and Rodgers was looking at missing all of 2024, he'd be done. But he's got a full off season to rehab and rest and prepare before spring training. He's got enough time to be near 100% when the Jets walk down the ramp for their first friendly. I think I agree with that. Right? We all pretty much are leaning towards Rodgers is not going to retire, correct?
That's where I'm at right now.
I think that's right. Hondo wants to know bigger New York City sighting, Jeff. Last night, a reunited in sync, or if cameras spot Thomas Patrick Brady wandering around the Big Apple the next few days. If Tom Brady's got business in New York and he's at dinner, people are going to lose their mind. I mean, he could just be there for his kid's soccer game or a concert or a business meeting, and people are going to lose their mind. Yes.
I hope he shows up. That'd be great. Just get a few photos of him outside of a hotel or something.
Just get it going.
Just get it going. Give him something to talk about.
Oh, what if he was wearing a green shirt? Oh
my goodness! If he wears a green shirt, if he wears a green shirt at any point this year, it's over.
I mean, right? Omar says, what it means to be the NFL's most complete franchise, Jeff. Competitiveness on the court is just part of it. It also means we have the best facilities, the richest tradition and fan support, the best cheerleaders, the top owner, and ooh la la, look at these TV ratings, and it blew out. Massive TV ratings for the Giants Cowboys. Well, the Sunday night game always gets big ratings. It was the first game of the year, Sunday night. Yeah, yes. Yes, but the Cowboys do get big ratings. Yes. Bourne says the Las Vegas line has moved. Lobo football -1.5. It's got to be the result of the concern over the availability of Jerry Kill. It's the money's coming in on the Lobos, obviously. Bill hates the schedule. The thing that really hampered the Isotopes right now is the lack of games against contenders in the last month and a half of the season. It's harder to make up ground when you're playing nothing but also-rans. That's why I'd like to go back to a 4-game series so you can get more variety in opponents. I get it, Bill. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of 6-game series either, but I don't think it's changing. I think they've realized that they're saving a lot of money on travel. You set up in one place for 6 days, and you're there for the week, and that's it. And I haven't heard a lot of people in minor league baseball complaining about it. Have you?
No.
So it feels to me like that's where it's going to go. All right, where are the Ravens going to go with D.K. Dobbins out? They got Gus Edwards. They got Justin Hill. They're on the 53-man roster already. John Harbaugh, their head coach, said, bring him back. Can he hold on to the football, though? Melvin Gordon is signed to the practice squad. For situations like this, quote, I think that we're good. I like the guys we got. Melvin's here for a reason. Certainly didn't expect it to be this quick. That's why Melvin's here. How long was Melvin Gordon, for crying out loud? I mean, they're going to run him out until he's 106? Doesn't feel like it's happening.
It was RB3.
I think he's just fine.
Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, then Melvin Gordon.
By the way, they ran the ball pretty. He's only 30 years old.
It's old.
For a running back. Where did Melvin Gordon go to college? I was right.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
Running back, you.
Yeah, he was good. Dude, they got some running backs there. Ron Dane was good. This one's good. Jonathan Taylor's good. I mean, they got some running backs there. Running back, if you need a big physical runner, it's a good spot to look for running backs. Yeah. How do you feel? I mean, can he hold on the football? I guess for a number 3 guy, who do you like? One, do you like it, Edwards or Hill? I don't like their situation there.
Well, that's exactly what they do. And J.K. Dobbins was given the opportunity, try to be the RB1. He's not healthy. And it's an offense that they were not going to have a fantasy superstar at running back. And they were very disappointing passing game-wise against Houston Texans. Zay Flowers had a nice rookie debut. But you also wonder, too, are they trying to force something that's not there with Lamar Jackson? Like, kind of let him play free, make some plays.
So it looks...
Use those running backs, let him get outside the pocket.
I watched a lot of that game on Sunday. It looked like he was playing with restraints on, didn't it?
It felt
yes.
off. It was one of those games you look at and go, that just does not look right.
What's going on with him? Yes. All right, on quarterbacks. Jets have said this morning, yes, we're looking to add a quarterback. But no, it won't be him or him. This report just out. Who's him? Oh, and who's him that won't be Jets? I'll tell you. Next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, which is your home for Monday night and Sunday night and tomorrow night football.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. ND Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. ND Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call
Big weekend.
505-897-24.
You're encouraged if you're going out to the rivalry of enchantment. Rio Grande rivalry. Aggies, Lobos, whatever the heck you want to call it. You're encouraged to get there early. Download your tickets onto your phone, into your wallet, and get into the stadium early. And then you and be kind, loving, and caring, and sharing, and be nice to each other, and have a good time. All right, we talked about this, and look, everybody's talking about this. Came out this morning. I don't know that I find this to be any bit of a surprise, but Cody Benjamin of CBS is reporting that look, the Jets are going to add quarterback insurance. They need to. They don't even have a backup listed right now, and their head coach, Robert Saleh, said yesterday that he's got a lot of faith in Zach Wilson to replace Aaron Rodgers after the injury. But everyone is losing their mind, right? Everyone's, and evidently they're trying to narrow down their options. But two guys that they've ruled out. One of them is Tom Brady. And the Athletic says that Brady has said he's done. He told Diana Rossini that he's done. He has no plans to inquire about the Jets. Evidently, the Jets have no plans to inquire about him, even if he was interested. And this is one of those big stumbling blocks. He would potentially be forced to sell his new ownership stake in the Raiders if he tended to suit up for another team. And I'm going to guess that doesn't happen like that. So they've ruled him out. He's basically ruled them out. Jets have also said they're out on Colin Kaepernick. Evidently, there was a report yesterday that Colin Kaepernick's people reached out via his agent and let the Jets know that he wants to play, that he's been eyeing a comeback for a long time, that he wants to play, even though it's been 7 years. Josina Anderson reports that Colin Kaepernick is not on the Jets' radar. The Jets' goal is to add a quarterback who knows Wilson is the guy and has familiarity with the staff or the system. So who does that leave? Joe Flacco? We didn't mention Joe Flacco yesterday. Super Bowl winning quarterback. Chad Henne, who just retired after the 2022 season. He's got a little history with Nathaniel Hackett. And is there a veteran you go after? Are they going to go after Ryan Tannehill and tell Tannehill, you're a starter in Tennessee, but you're going to be a backup behind Zach Wilson? Now, I don't know how long he's going to be a starter in Tennessee. I told you I think he's the first quarterback that gets benched, right? But where are they going? So you can scratch, and you can have the conversation all you want, but you can scratch Brady and Kaepernick according to these reports off your list. Tim Boyle's number 2 right now.
What we have to understand about the Colin Kaepernick stuff is it's not real. That is his agent making sure his client stays in the headlines.
I think that's right.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I think that's right. That his name is still there. Yeah. But I think people brought up his name before even his agent did, right? But his agent, you're right.
Thing to do.
Yeah, that's right. He's going to be 56, and people are going to be going, well, what about Kaepernick? He can come back. It's only been 43 years since 25 years since he's been out. That's how it's going to be. All right. When we come back, dude, we got an issue in the NBA. This is... When you hear about a domestic violence accusation against an athlete, I don't want to say you become numb to it, but I don't think it shocks you, right? I don't want to tell you it's commonplace, but it's not uncommonplace, correct? The details and the allegations against Houston Rockets' Kevin Porter Jr., and he's a pretty good player, are insanely disturbing. I'm going to get into that a little bit when we get back, what it means and what happens to this young man who pleaded not guilty, 23 years old. That's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal, your home for tomorrow night and Sunday night and Monday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Wednesday rivalry week, rivalry of enchantment here in Northern Mexico. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal. I'm looking forward to talking to you, John Traub, coming up at 9:30. Isotopes have one more homestand left, and there's a whole lot packed into that homestand. Looking forward to catching up with the big boss over at Isotopes Park. That's coming up at 9:30 this morning. We've had a lot of football talk today about where we're going with the Jets quarterback situation, where we're not going with that. We've talked about the rivalry. I've got your daily Jason email. So that's the beauty about rivalry week, DC. Jason comes in every day, and they get longer. This one's got some to it. I got jokes.
I like it. I thank you for these emails, Jason.
100%. Dude, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he earns it. I encourage everyone to do it because this is rivalry week. I'm very surprised that you're letting your rival just slide.
Yeah. All right, this is. I said to you before the break. I know when you hear about an athlete on domestic violence charges, it's not shocking, right? I don't want to sit here and tell you it's regular, but I don't think it's.
I will tell you one of the things you said.
Yeah.
Sports fans are absolutely numb to this. And that's the problem.
You become numb to athletes.
Like, oh, they're just going to do their thing and they'll be back. And then we overreact, in my opinion. I think we overreact to the ones that we find out aren't real. And then we start to discredit everything.
You mean we overreact because
see, you got to take a step back. You got to be fair, which is correct. But I think that is also why so many people let these dudes skate on these things.
So I think there's a lot of validity into we've got to be careful because many of these have proven to not be what the allegations have said. Now, many have proved to be what the allegations have said, right? And are there people who like to take advantage of people with money? There are. But we're going to go through this because there's a lot here. Kevin Porter Jr., I don't know if you know who he is. He's a Houston Rocket. Averaged like 19 points a game last year, right? He's pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right. Allegedly attacked his girlfriend in a New York City hotel. The police report says she's got a fractured neck vertebrae, cut above her eye. He pleaded not guilty yesterday in court to felony assault and strangulation charges. Prosecutor said he didn't stop until his girlfriend, who's a former NBA player. Is it Kayseri Gondrzak? Ran out into the hallway covered in blood. The DA says this is a serious domestic violence case. Like, this dude could do some time if what they're telling me here, and again, if capital I, capital F, he was released on $75,000 bail. According to the criminal complaint, Gondrzak, the young lady, told police that Porter punched her repeatedly in the face with a closed fist, cutting her above the right eye, causing bruising and substantial pain to her face. He forcefully squeezed her neck with his hands, causing her difficulty breathing, redness, bruising to her neck. Hospital tests, according to the police report, showed that Gondrzak, who's 26 years old, sustained a fractured vertebrae in her neck. Look, man.
Dude, he almost killed this woman.
According to this report, he almost killed this woman. Dude averaged 19 points a game. I mean, look, he's a pretty nice player. Just got a big deal, a lot of money. I don't know how that's going to play in prison if he's found guilty. If, capital I, capital F, I get it. 2020, November. So this is coming up on 3 years ago. He was with the Cavaliers. He was arrested after police said they found a loaded handgun and marijuana in his car after a single vehicle crash. He claimed he didn't know the gun was there, and the charges were dismissed. First round pick from USC. again, sometimes you hear these and there's it sounds like sketchy. I don't know, man. And then there's others where you just go, I don't know, how did this woman end up bloodied with a broken neck? Like I'm not going to sit here and convict him, but some of them you just go, wait a minute, the two of them were in a room together and she came out bloody, broken neck, bruised up. Where am I supposed to go with this one?
Immediate, whatever reserve list they have, and this is jail. Obviously, he's staring at jail time, man. I don't know how you plead this down. And then if I'm the NBA, indefinite suspension.
I think the jurisdiction in which this happened too is going to play into it. This is New York City, not Texas.
Yeah, very much so.
Don't you think?
Wild things happen in New York. People get away with it.
Yeah, but not this kind of stuff. Right? I mean, this isn't. So you think they'd be more lenient than they were in Texas on this? Yeah, maybe.
You see people pushing.
No, you're right. You're right.
On the subway. I mean, come on.
Right. No, in Texas, you beat up your woman. You're getting off on the gun charges, but you're not getting off on this. Allegedly, beat up your woman.
Man, that is bad news. It just makes me sick having a daughter. Like, I look at this guy. You got the whole world in front of you, and just can't keep your stuff together.
Yeah,
it's real sad.
Keisha Gondrachek is out of West Virginia. She was a first-round pick.
Fourth overall.
Fourth overall pick by Indiana in the WNBA in 2021. The reason I brought it up, I hate doing police blotter stuff. And there's so many of these we don't talk about because, to your point, JJ, people get numb by this. But every once in a while, man, you read a report, you just go, wait a minute, man, what are you doing? A, why would you hit a woman? But B, what are you proving if you're how big is he? 6 what? I mean, how big is this dude? He's 6'4", 203 pounds. What are you proving by beating her over and over, beating the living crap out of her? And by the way, woman beaters in prison, from what I understand, I don't know firsthand, aren't treated all that well in Gen Pop. So this has to go right away, boom, to whatever the reserve list is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to hit it. I just disgusted by it. 505-246-0610. All right, the NFLPA this morning. That's the NFL Players Association. We had a conversation earlier about turf and grass, and would you tell me, DC, 14 out of there's 30, because there's two stadiums where two teams play. There's 32 teams, so there's 30 stadiums. 14 are grass, 16 are turf?
Correct.
All right. After the Aaron Rodgers injury, the National Football League Players Association, their new executive director, called this morning for the league to change all of its fields to natural grass. They're blaming the Rodgers injury on the turf. MetLife Stadium is turf. Lloyd Howell is the new NFLPA executive director. Quote from the NFLPA: moving all stadium fields to high-quality natural grass surfaces is the easiest decision the NFL can make. The players overwhelmingly prefer it, and the data is clear that grass is simply safer than artificial turf. It's an issue that has been near the top of the players' list during my team visits and one I have raised with the NFL, end quote. This is not slowing down, just so you know. This conversation, and there will be another non-contact injury, promise you, right? Somebody's going to blow a knee making a cut somewhere. But I tell you earlier, this is going to be a big thing in the next CBA, like a gigantic thing, right? It's not going to make it to the next CBA. They want it now. They want it now. And their point is, if you can convert all these fields to grass for the freaking World Cup, why not for the NFL? Which, by the way, isn't a horrible argument. Now, it's longer term for the NFL than it is for the World Cup.
That would be permanent.
Yes.
Is what they're talking about versus just, all right, let's do some sod and whatnot and go back to turf.
Howell said, we know there's an investment in making this change. There's a bigger cost to everyone in our business if we keep losing our best players to unnecessary injuries. It makes no sense that stadiums can flip over to superior grass surfaces when the World Cup comes or soccer clubs come to visit for exhibition games in the summer, but inferior artificial surfaces are acceptable for our own players. This is worth the investment, and it simply needs to change now. End quote. I'm going to tell you, the owners, it's their game, and it's their surface, and it's their ball, and it's their stadiums. This is going to be a hard one for them to defend. And you're never going to be able to pinpoint the reason this injury happened. You can't. This injury happened because of the turf. You can't. By the way, this was not a non-contact injury. I'm watching a still picture right now of Leonard Floyd, Buffalo's defensive lineman. That's a large man that's fallen on Aaron Rodgers, who's going down awkwardly with his foot planted and his Achilles popping. It's a hard one to prove, to me at least, that this wouldn't have happened on grass. Do you guys believe that? I mean, with this,
well, I think they're using this as a push to something they want anyway.
To go to the data that DC showed us the other day, right? Mm-hmm. So watch for that. That's going to be something that is going to continue to be an issue. That is going to be a louder issue. And the more guys that go down, that's where we're going. All right, I got a bunch from you. I'm going to get to Jason's email on the silent rivalry. That is next. John Traub at 9:30, the Isotopes general manager. And I'm really excited to talk to him about the excitement that's going to be the final week of the season out at Isotopes Park. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for all the hours you spend with us. I know you got a ton of options out there to entertain you, to inform you. We're incredibly appreciative that you spend some time with us here on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and tomorrow night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-2 294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
These days, who do you like this weekend? What do you think about this? Talked to a number of people down in Cruces who are coming up. It's a big one. Opening drive, Jeff, JJDC, Lobos and Aggies on Saturday. You can catch on News Radio KKOB. If you can't get out there, I will have the call with George Carter on the Mountain West Network. I believe it's on one of the channel 7 point somethings. Crime TV, is that what it is? 7 point. I'll find that for you. I know it's over the air too. Got an email from Jason. It comes in at jeff@sportsaddlebq.com. It says, good morning, OD. Wow, the airwaves are silent. Has Lobo fan already moved on to basketball season? Sure feels that way. In an area of over 1 million people, you can only put 12,000 fans in the seats. I think there were more people in line for the opening of Raising Cane's than for the season opener for Lobo football. But that putrid fan performance pales in comparison to the lack of fan engagement during rivalry week. No witty retorts to my emails by Craig Elo-like or Ruben Patterson-like emailers, texters, or callers. I know that is done in an attempt to make a name, but it comes with a price, like the equivalent of being mossed in the back corner of the end zone, something we may see this weekend, maybe a Cordell David sighting. Could it be that Lobo fan is hurting? The ACC, Big East, and Big Ten forming an alliance for a new postseason hoops tournament could render the NIT as even more of an afterthought nationally. In fact, those NIT banners that Lobo fans derive their basketball relevance from will become even more inconsequential. Those appearances could meet the same fate as that 1961 Aviation Bowl appearance by UNM football. If the NIT banners already put the Lobos hoops history into the fourth runner-up hoops category, surely this will bust it down to miscongeniality territory. Lobo fan says, we hosted the finals in the tournament. We have great fan support. Miscongeniality qualities. She was great at cheering up competitors. Passed out drinks for contestants. Similarities indeed. Aggie fans, check in on your Lobo basketball friends. They may not be okay. Speaking of okay, wishing Stone Cold Jerry a speedy recovery from his malady that kept him out of practice and off the mic yesterday. Kind of see Jerry going Skipper Lou Brown. Give him the heater, Diego. If Jerry has to watch on TV, a Major League reference. Crimson League Jason. Rivalry joke. What do you call a Lobo football player with a bowl appearance?
Transfer?
A transfer. What does Lobo fan do when the team makes a bowl game? Turn off the PS5. P.S. Thank you, Edward, for that shout out. The table of 5 may be the subject of an upcoming email. Thank you, Jason. All right. He has a theme on a daily basis. I'll give it. Dude, he comes with content, same theme but original path on a regular basis. I'll give it to him.
Those emails make the show better.
Jason is very good. Now, on a outside of a rivalry standpoint, I don't like the idea of this new basketball tournament they're talking about. This is their own postseason. We're going to play our game by ourselves and bleep everyone else.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with it.
So there's conversation.
Yeah.
Because TV and the TV networks are talking with their partners, and we're looking at like Big East, ACC, Big Ten. And they're like, all right, if you don't make it in the NCAA tournament, we'll take schools from these 3 conferences and play our own postseason tournament over here.
And the Big 12 is probably the best basketball league out there. They're not involved. So is everybody going to do their own little consortium now?
And I don't like that.
I don't either. I like
because I get the NIT jokes aside, like that is still opportunity for good competition. And I liked the fact that the NCAA was actually taking over the postseason NIT and making it a little more exclusive. So if you're one of those top 96 teams, you're actually earning something.
Who won the NIT last year? Was it UAB? I know it was a Conference USA team.
And especially for women's basketball, that was not an NCAA NIT tournament. It's in a 64 team. Hey, let's go get in there. They're going to cut that in half, and I actually like that. And it would frustrate a lot of coaches because you're missing out on your postseason opportunity, but making it a little bit more exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're potentially taking emphasis away on that, so you can make your own thing over there with your TV partner.
I think sometimes we change the change, right? I've always felt that the college basketball postseason works. March Madness is, I believe, the best sporting event in our country, right? It's more engaging than the Super Bowl because it's 3 to 4 weeks. What is it? 4 weeks? 3 weeks. 4 weeks? 3 weeks. You get down to 16, down to 8, and down to 4. So it's 3 weeks where everybody's engaged. Sally down in accounting and your mom and everybody's got a bracket. No, really. It's not like Super Bowl Sunday where everybody kind of gathers around. I mean, that's a one-day thing. Like the Super Bowl is an insane extravaganza for one day. It's the greatest.
Okay, so it's my bad. It's Big 12, Big 10, Big East. We're talking about a 16-team tournament in Las Vegas for teams that
don't get in.
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't know how that would work because they're adding.
So would they pull themselves out of the NIT?
Yeah. I think teams might participate in this.
Yeah. Well, wherever more money is where they're going to go, by the way. Whoever's got more money is where they're going to go. Do you agree with me? Like the NCAA tournament it's so not broken. We keep wanting to add more teams. Wow, let's get it up to 96 and let's let No. The 68 it's so good. It's so good. And well, we want the best teams. The best teams win, dude. The winners win. Alabama gets beat by San Diego State, and FAU beats whoever FAU beat on the way. That's the beauty of it. And then the NIT plays out like to me, college basketball's postseason is one of the things, and the NCAA runs it, and you all want to hate on the NCAA, but it's one of the things that college sports does right.
I really do like how they added the extra 4 to go to 68 because now those 16 and 15 seeds are competitive, and those games they're not guaranteed anymore. So
do you want to see it go to whatever 96 or whatever the next number is, or 80, whatever? I mean, they keep wanting to add and coaches want it because coaches get bonus when they get to the NCAA tournament. I totally get it. Well, the percentages of teams that go to a bowl game are but this is bowl games. They're not playing for a national championship. Like, in fact, the percentages of teams that go to the playoff is 4 out of 133. Next year it'll be 12 out of 133. Let's talk the same language. The bowl game is essentially like the NIT, I guess, right? I just, of everything they do right, college basketball's postseason is right. We don't need to just blow this thing up and drastically change it.
It does not need drastic change.
Yeah. All right. One thing that doesn't need drastic change either is your experience out of the ball game. Isotopes baseball is fun, and you only got one more week, one more homestand to get in on it. It's been a minute. John Traub is the general manager out there. Really excited to talk to him, not only about what we've got in the final week. Next year's already out. They're already looking at next year. He's going to tell me, you got one game a year to play. And I'm like, yep, you're right. He's got like 74 of them or something. Looking forward to talking to him. He's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and tomorrow night football. Hey, you ready for Balloon Fiesta? You ready for family coming to town? You ready for all the chaos that it is? Get your car cleaned. Get your car detailed before all the chaos starts. Do that with my friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They can help you with that. They'll get your car looking like new, feeling like new, smelling like new. Jeff, I don't have the time. Well, neither do I. And you don't need the time because they come to you. On the Spot Automotive Detailing will be wherever you want. Where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you, at the office, at home, they come to you and detail your vehicle. When they're done, it looks and feels and smells like it's brand new, like it was fun to get back into that vehicle. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They offer a 10% discount for our military and teachers. 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. You can book online at otsdetailing.com. That is otsdetailing.com.
Telling it. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride barbecue chicken and ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Opening day, it's spring, and we're looking forward to the spring and the summer, and then we spend the season, the summer, the spring out at the ball yard. and enjoying everything and all the great food and the memories and the times and Dill, hey, Isoto, who wants a T-shirt, right? Everything. And then we look at the calendar and it's all of a sudden it's rainier and cooler and there's only 1 week left, one homestand left for Isotopes baseball, and we're looking forward to next year. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. Been a fun season, still in contention, potentially for the postseason. One homestand left with all kinds of great stuff in there, and next season already underway. That's what happens when you got like 70-something games to go, or to do all season. He's the general manager and vice president of the Isotopes. Good friend John Traub joins us on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir. How you living?
Good day, sir, to you. How are you guys?
Good. How many phone numbers do you think you know by heart? Like if somebody said, hey, what's that guy or that woman's phone number? How many would you know? I mean,
do you want me to give your cell number over the air right now?
Well, no. The point is, when DC asked for your number, I knew it by heart, and I don't know why. Like, do I call you that often?
Well, you know what, Jeff? Because you and I grew up in the age of touch-tone phones and even rotary phones, and you had to remember phone numbers. That's why.
You know what it was? Yours and Nick's were so similar.
Very similar.
And I remember both of them. And right. And I had I rattled it off, and then I had to check, was that yours or Nick's? And it was yours. But yeah, I knew it by heart. I don't know why. Been a hell of a year, huh?
This is riveting radio, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry. Been a hell of a year.
It has been, man. I tell you, it's been a crazy long season. Team was not playing all that well in the first half, and then we get the first time in 20, 30 years, whatever, of bringing back the split season, and then it brings new life to the to the standings, and everybody's rejuvenated, and it's like, wow, this I like this second chance baseball type of scenario. This reminds me of what it was in the PCL back in the early 90s, and so yeah, you said it. We are still in contention. We're 4 back with 11 to play, so we need to have a lot of things go the right way for us, but we still are mathematically, it's a possibility to make the postseason. We play day game in El Paso today, and can't wait to watch that game and see how the boys do. So it's but then it's all done, and like you said, we get done with this one, and boom, we're right into planning the next one, and we already have our schedule out for next year. So it never stops. That's for sure.
John, what have you seen, not just from the players in the locker room, but just the organization as a whole too? Is, as you said, the second half reset and playing winning baseball, and just what that does to everyone at the park.
Well, you know what, JJ, when the team is playing well and the team is winning, food tastes better, people are in a better mood.
Food always tastes good. No, John, the food always tastes good, and the beer's always pretty yummy too.
But it tastes better when the team's winning,
fair
right?
Yeah,
so I don't know. It's just you're not just circling the end of the season saying, geez, when is it going to get here? You really want the team to win. We have people on our staff who aren't necessarily baseball fans, but they really want the team to win. And I think, it's been a long time since we've been in the playoffs or even have had meaningful games, standings related, within the last couple of weeks of the season. So it's nice to be playing games that mean something in the standings, and the team wants to win. There's no question. And they've dealt with so much adversity from a roster turnover standpoint, injuries, et cetera. The Major League Club is they're just constantly pulling guys up from here. I think we're going to be close to 300 roster moves by the end of the season, and the fact that we're still talking about a potential playoff spot, I think is huge, and I think Pedro Lopez has done a great job, as has the rest of the coaching staff.
He's the general manager of the Isotopes, John Traub, with us on the Sports Animal.
John, you look at what we've seen in minor league baseball, the 6-game homestands, the season, longer than ever, when it starts, when it's ending. How have you seen the response from the fans with getting used to the homestands and coming to the games longer than usual and going to the games earlier than usual?
Well, it's I think in some ways it's easier for people to sort of, if they're invested in it, right, to kind of digest what the schedule is. They know that we come home on Tuesdays and we play every day through Sunday, and then Mondays are off, and then you go on the week for, you go on the road for a week, Tuesday through Sunday, and then the next Monday's off. So it's kind of home for a week, gone for a week, home for a week, gone for a week. And I think for the most part, the fans have really enjoyed it, and I think the people in the baseball business have liked it too. Scouts get to see the entire roster when they're here for a series. I think that part of it has worked out pretty well.
All right, we got one homestand left, and you got a lot of really cool stuff to do, to give away, to celebrate. Highlights of next week when you close things out against, I guess, Oklahoma City, right?
Against Oklahoma City, the first half champions, the Dodgers affiliate, who always, is popular here in Albuquerque, of course, for historical reasons. But yeah, we come home on Tuesday. We've got Kindness Night with the Jennifer Reardon Foundation on Tuesday night. We have Native American Heritage Night on Wednesday, and then Thursday it's our final midweek day game of the year. We play at 11 a.m. next Thursday. People can come out and have lunch. You realize I'm doing this without anything in front of me, Jeff? This is just how I know our schedule. Yeah. Friday begins our Fan Appreciation Weekend. Friday night, a fireworks show. We're going to be giving away hundreds and hundreds of prizes over the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, thanks to our sponsors and our partners who have contributed so much, a way for everybody to say thank you to the fans. Saturday of next week is another huge fireworks night. And then we finish off on Sunday with our final Mariachis game of the year with an awesome jersey for the first 3,000 adults. We're opening the gates a little bit early on that Sunday for a day game. 12 o'clock gate opening, 1:35 first pitch of our last game of the year, and then we close the curtain on another season. And by all accounts, it looks like we're going to lead the league in attendance, both in terms of average and total attendance for the first time in franchise history. So, we have a lot to celebrate and a lot to be thankful for.
Congratulations, and the atmosphere. I've said this. Ryan LaVarnway was here last week and just coming here, and I said it's like a little big league stadium. What do you think? And he kind of echoed that. John Schraub's the general manager of the Topes. It doesn't feel like the stadium's 22 years, whatever. I because I've got such an intimate relationship with the beginning and the opening of the stadium, it still feels new. It still feels exciting. It still feels fresh, and that's a tribute to your staff, and that's why. People say, what do you do in the off season? I hear it all the time. What do you do all year long? Well, you're already working on next year and the schedule's out. And I think that's why it does feel fresh, because you guys are always looking on how to get better and what's coming next.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, Jeff. I mean, we do have our schedule. We're starting to plug in certain things on the promotional calendar. We're home on, we start at home next year, earliest home opener in club history on March 29th, which, to think that we're playing regular season games in March is just a part of the new world order that we have. So we open the day after the Major League season. I really like our schedule next year. We have, we're home for Cinco de Mayo again, which is a Sunday evening. We're going to start that game at 5:05, have a huge celebration like we did this year. We're home again on Father's Day. We're home for Labor Day weekend next year. So we're plugging things in, and we've got some great ideas, and our staff is so they get all the credit, Jeff, as you just mentioned, because of the ideas and the concepts and the things that we want to try to do and try to improve on to make better, maybe some new things that we haven't done before, and we're excited about how that all unfurls. Our off season now, quite frankly, is a month shorter than it used to be, and so September was a time to kind of regroup a little bit. Now you just get after it and start planning, and there really is not very much downtime whatsoever.
John, you guys are always scouring the MILB waivers. You guys are looking at everything that all the other clubs are doing, and you guys do so many fantastic things. But was there anything this year that you saw in minor league baseball that you were even like, wow, like that is a great idea that maybe you could tease for next year?
Yes, and no, I can't tease it, but I think the fans are going to love it. So hopefully we'll be able to make an announcement in the next couple of weeks or so. There's some really neat things going on in our industry, and it's all geared towards the fans and their entertainment and stuff that they, you look about how many fans have we had here now in 21 years or whatever it's been, however you want to count the seasons. I think this is our 20th season, and we've had close to 12 million fans coming through because they've had such a great experience from just coming to the ballpark. You mentioned before the food, the entertainment, the mascot, the music, you name it, and we keep things fresh and we keep it going, and we listen to the fans and we get feedback from them. Things like Lowrider Night, which is something that we started probably 2019, and it's grown to what it is this year, and probably the best bobblehead that I've ever seen at any club. I'm a little biased, but to have our little mariachi guy on a lowrider, driving a lowrider.
Are there any
No,
around?
of course not. We give them all out.
And I saw
Did
him
you
on
not see the lines?
I saw him on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably saw him on. You probably still see him on eBay. But yeah, so that's cool, man. But, can't believe we get to do this for a living. Figure out what kind of fun and cool stuff to do to bring entertainment to people.
People harp on attendance, and I always think it's only one metric. It's the most outward facing, obvious metric, and everybody thinks the only thing about success is how many people are at an event. And I know you realize it's not just that; it's a fan experience. There's so much. But you mentioned that you're going to lead the league in attendance. How much pride is there in that? Because 20-something years in, at that park, with increased competition for the dollar in the market, I got to believe that's something that you and that staff are pretty proud of.
Yeah, we are, but it's not. I think the fans take great pride in it too because they're the ones coming out. But the fact is, there have been so many new stadiums built around the league, around the minor leagues, around the country, and our attendance has just been so consistent over all these years. So we are proud of that, but we don't take it for granted. We always are looking at ways to improve the facility, to have more fan amenities, to do some things that are maybe outside the box a little bit. So the fact that we never did lead the league in either average or total attendance in our first 18 seasons, and then last year, lo and behold, we did, and now this year we're doing it again, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. But I do want to touch on something that you just mentioned, Jeff. Yeah, sure, it's people coming to the games, and that's awesome, but it's really more about, I think, or as much about the impact that the organization has in the community in general. It's our community outreach program that's 12 months out of the year. It's all the nonprofit groups that we're involved with. It's our mascot appearances. It's about bringing players in the Ryan LaVarn ways to schools and talk about things and talk about just how important reading is. Our Club Read program in association with Dion's has been just a huge success. So I give great kudos to Michelle Montoya, our Director of Community Relations, and all the community outreach programs that she quarterbacks. It's because it's done out of a love for the community and just a passion to make a difference in the quality of life, not just at the ballpark, but around the community. And if we can continue to do that, I think that's one of the most important things that we do.
11 left on the schedule, 6 at home. Day game today here on the Sports Animal at El Paso. Josh will crack the microphone at 11:45. 12:05 first pitch against the Chihuahuas. Back home on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday day, and then night games on Friday and Saturday. And it culminates with a big one on Sunday afternoon. Congratulations on a successful season, John. Appreciate you being with us as always. I think he gone.
He hung up on you.
I think he hung up on me. Did he hang up on me? I mean, really?
Like, all right.
Not even goodbye? Not even I love
No.
you? Nothing? All right. John Traub, the general manager of the Isotopes, was with us. Get up to the ballpark a couple more times. I've already got the one circled I'm going to. All of a sudden, everybody's like, hey, do you have tickets for this one? Do you have tickets for this? All of a sudden, people are realizing there's only a few left. All right, we'll come back, wrap it up. Everything you need to know as you go through your Wednesday, what broke this morning, any correspondence that I didn't get to you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670. Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Jets have said they're not interested in Tom Brady or Colin Kaepernick. They're looking for a quarterback. It's not going to be one of those two. You can talk about it, but they're not going to. So talk about it all you want. But they say no. The NFLPA, the Players Association for the National Football League, is demanded that stadiums go to grass and get rid of turf, artificial turf. Let's see where that goes. That's going to be a big talking point. And that's going to be the big talking point all season, I think. Dan says on the grass, he said Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and Derek Charles. The reason we switched to turf to begin with is as the season goes along, the weather gets cooler and damper and grass gets chewed up, and you're playing on more mud than you are grass. How safe is that? I think that's right back then, okay? And as there have been advances in turf, And so the turf that you walk, if you walk down on University Stadium today, or you go on SoFi, it is very different than the turf you walked on 10 years ago. Like, I remember when I first got to Milne Stadium, the first thing I did when I got to Albuquerque and one of the first assignments, I'm like, damn, this is a hard surface. It's artificial turf. Basically, it was green carpet, right? It was a hard, beat-up surface. That's what AstroTurf was. There's been a lot of technology, science that's gone into it. Make it safer, but is it safe? Is it as safe as grass? Now, don't you think that there's been a lot of technology into growing grass? Like, I mean, from Hal Mummy talking about, well, it was Bermuda grass, now we got to play on bluegrass and whatever. There's been technology in how to grow and keep grass too, right? They're growing grass in Pittsburgh in January. So, Dan, I think you're right. That was the reason. And they were trying to make it a more consistent surface. But I think there's been technologies in, I mean, dare I say, the grass industry, right? In the groundskeeping industry. That all fields, all surfaces. I mean, look, man, when we took New Mexico Bowl to Frisco and played at FC Dallas's place, like, nobody's more protective of their damn grass than soccer people. And they got to figure it out now. Soccer surfaces everywhere you go are pretty nice, aren't they?
They are.
Like, I mean, they didn't want me to put our logo on there. It was, and well, if it rains, we're not going to be able to do this, and we got really lucky. But soccer people somehow got it figured out. I think football should be, and their point of you're going to be able to figure it out for the World Cup or for soccer exhibitions, for friendlies, but you can't figure it out for us. Their point's hard to argue, isn't it?
It's a pretty strong, very strong point.
Figure it out.
They've been able to keep the grass real nice in Kansas City for a long time.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Do you know the George Toma? Are you familiar with that name?
No.
The sod father?
No.
He's out of Kansas City. He does an excellent job. I played baseball with his grandson, so I've always had a lot of respect for how they keep those fields nice. But yeah, it can be done. There's people out there with the knowledge. Spend the money, make it happen.
Those guys are magicians, man.
They really are.
And the science that's gone into it. Like the email's not wrong. There is a reason that they went to AstroTurf and then turf, back in the day. I mean, if you look back at some video from games past and pick your game, but certainly football, he's right. They were playing on mud. It looked like crap. And guys were getting hurt because there were big chunks taken out, and bad grass surfaces are bad too now. Guys slipping and changing their spikes and the whole thing. So they tried to get something consistent. But if the numbers show what the numbers seem to show, then they've got a point. All right, Jets play the Cowboys on Sunday. My fear is this could get ugly. Jets are going to run Zach Wilson out there for his first start this year against those rabid dogs in Dallas. Micah Parsons is, would you say, the best player on the Cowboys defense?
Absolutely.
Okay. He's been talking. They beat the Giants 40 to bagel, and it could have been 60 if they wanted it to. And he is joining. There's a whole lot of noise out there. Why Daniel Jones wasn't pulled? Remember, what was one of the first things I said on Tuesday morning? The hell was Daniel Jones doing out there in a 40-0 game? You just gave your quarterback $40 million and you run him out there to get hurt, right? And what was the answer? Well, they're trying to prove something, or he doesn't want to. It's 40-0, man. Get your $40 million quarterback out. One of the Cowboys is asking, why the hell didn't they pull him out? Quote, it's called protecting your guy, something I thought the Giants should have done. The Edge, it was on the Edge podcast. He said, I don't think Daniel Jones should have been in the game in the fourth quarter. I thought they should have protected him and pulled him out. Barring injury, their season would have been over without Daniel Jones. End quote. This is the guy on the other team.
I was teeing off on him.
This is a guy that was on the other team. And I think, he was out of the game at that point, wasn't he? Micah Parsons?
You know it's bad when the other team starts to feel bad for you.
Right? That doesn't happen.
We're actually tired of hitting the starting quarterback. Can you put the backup in?
Can we beat up on your backup, please? It's insane. He said, I don't agree with Daniel Jones staying out there until that last drive. I thought that was wrong. I thought it was deceiving. That's your franchise quarterback, and he's out there with a backup offensive line, still getting sacked and hit. I just didn't understand it. Maybe it was to prove it moment. Maybe it was a improvement moment by the Giants. I have no idea. A learning lesson. Who knows? But I thought Daniel Jones should have been pulled out. End quote. Seriously. I didn't even realize that it makes sense that they're so you're putting your $40 million franchise quarterback out there behind a second string line against these rabid running downhill Cowboys. I mean, they're lucky that their guy didn't get broked, right? Brian Dable, the head coach of the Giants, well, we're trying to get something positive. He wanted to stay in there.
That was a bad move.
We didn't have any conversation about removing.
That was a bad move by Brian Dable.
Horrible, right?
Conditions, games away, they're still hitting everyone. The first, second stringers, the Cowboys were flying whoever was on the field. I'm like, yeah, let's leave Daniel Jones out there just a little bit longer.
Do you know how fortunate they are?
Because that's the kind of stuff you do with like a rookie, a second year, not a guy that you just paid $160 million to. Like, even in a bad day, you should be like, all right, we're going to reset. But again, you leave him out there for the whole game. What's the point?
They're so lucky. Thanks to John Traub, general manager, not the field manager, the general manager of the Isotopes. He was with us today. They play today at noon. 11:45 is when Josh Sushan will bring that to you from the West Texas town of El Paso. Jim Rome Show is next. Then you get the Topes. Colin Cowherd after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock. What do you say, boys? Want to come back tomorrow morning and do it again, 7 a.m.?
Yes.
All right, we're back tomorrow morning. Great job, DC, always. Adrian, looks good, man. You got some cool stuff up there. He's got a graphic for the in the red zone. He had John Traub's picture up there. Looks good on the TV side. Big day for you?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you tomorrow. No one wants legal problems, but somehow, some way, they seem to find you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange, the latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.